Thank you for the opportunity to discuss GAO's work related to air service to small communities in the United States. Communities of all sizes seek access to air service as a driver for attracting investment, generating employment, and providing mobility for citizens. However, the economics of the airline industry has traditionally made it difficult to establish or sustain viable air service in some smaller communities. My remarks will highlight recent trends in air service to small communities, market factors that have contributed to changes in air service to small communities and their effects on federal air service programs, and suggestions from stakeholders and recent studies to improve air service to small communities. In general, small communities continue to face declining passenger air service. From 2018 to 2023, on average, small communities had fewer total departures annually and fewer daily departures per route. Over the same time period, small communities' connectivity, a measure of a passenger's degree of access to the national aviation system, also decreased. These trends are more acute at non-hub airports that do not receive essential air service program support. For example, from 2018 to 2024, over 70% of these airports experienced a decline in average daily departures per route. Several market factors have affected air service to small communities. First, consumers have shown that they are willing to drive for cheaper flights or better service. In addition, stakeholders reported that increased airline operating costs made air service to small communities less economically feasible, contributing to reductions in air service. These costs have also affected federal air service programs targeted at small communities. From 2018 through 2023, increased airline operating costs contributed to a 31% increase in total EAS subsidies for communities in the lower 48 states. These costs have also affected the Small Community Air Service Development Program by limiting the impact of the grants that communities use to jumpstart new air service. Options that selected stakeholders and recent studies identified to improve air service to small communities include increasing the aviation workforce supply and supporting other transportation modes, such as bus service or new technologies such as electric aircraft. In addition, stakeholders identified a range of options to change the Essential Air Service program, such as focusing assistance on more remote communities or expanding the program to better ensure small airports do not lose air service. Stakeholders also identified options to modify the Small Community Air Service Development Program, including allocating funding to fewer communities per cycle or shifting the focus of the program away from revenue guarantees. In conclusion, given limited resources, airlines may allocate those resources for the highest return. Because of the unique circumstances of each small community airport and market factors, a combination of creative approaches will be needed to ensure connectivity for small communities. This concludes my statement. I'll be happy to answer any questions.